Phoenix Splash TV. Well, hello, and welcome to another Shenmue Quick Analysis Theories, Thoughts, Facts, Did You Know, and Did You Didn't Know short video series. Now, we're all aware of the fourth wall, right? Something developers put in their entertainment that breaks the reality of the fantasy world. From Link in Mario RPG to Psycho Mantis in Metal Gear, and of course, Deadpool. It's done a lot in fiction, and of course, Shenmue is no different. Well, actually, it's completely different. In Shenmue, the fourth wall breakthroughs just don't happen in one instance. No, in fact, they're part of a theme. What is that theme? Let's put a question mark on it for now. I want you to guess what that theme is. Like I've said before, Shenmue has many themes, but with this one we might step into a bit of mystery. But for now, let's talk about the fourth wall breakthroughs. The obvious breakthrough of the fourth wall is Virtua Fighter in Shenmue. Now, it's no secret that Shenmue was originally going to be a Virtua Fighter RPG, so it might be easy to just accept the idea of all of these Virtua Fighter references, the toy capsules, the posters in Japan and China, but it doesn't end there. Ryo, Akira, Lan Di, Lao. That's right, the main protagonist and antagonist are in themselves fourth wall breakthroughs. That alone doesn't really happen often in any other entertainment. But there's even more. In Shenmue 2, Greg fights extremely similar to Wolf, Rod Stunt fights extremely similar to Jeffrey, and Chun Yan fights like Sarah Bryant. Many people often compare Janmin to Shun Di, Pai to Li Xiao Tao, Izumi to Cage, Bai Hu to Cage, and some compare Fang Mei to Pai Mai as well, and Chai to Lion, of course in fighting styles. Does it end there? Of course not. In the Japanese version, Ren says, Junin Hayen Dayo, which is Akira's winning taunt. And I'm sure there's many more tie-ins, some that we have yet to see. Virtua Fighter was released in 1993, while Shenmue's story, which takes place in the real world, is in 1986. Yet Virtua Fighter is seen everywhere in Shenmue. Not only is there Virtua Fighter, but there is also all of the other toys, like Sonic and the Truckers and those jet ski guys, the list goes on. Not to mention the Sega Saturn located in Ryo's house also wasn't available in 1986 or 87. So how does Ryo have one? I will say this, all of the arcades in the game are realistic representations of the years. Afterburner is in Shenmue 2 exclusively because it came out in 1987. But you see ads promoting the game and even a cassette of the soundtrack, so it seems that the arcade machines were pretty specific. Why be specific with one aspect of the mini-games and entertainment and not specific with the other? So let's go back to Virtua Fighter. Now with all of these Virtua Fighter references, it begs the question, why didn't they go with the original plan of making the Virtua Fighter RPG? It seemed that every character was already in place and whatnot. No one seems to know the exact reasoning for the change. If you look at Shenmue, breaking the fourth wall isn't used in the same way as Mario RPG, and is not used in the same way as the Metal Gear games, or hell, even in the same way the Deadpool comics use them. It's used to support a theme. Now what is that mystery theme? If you guessed dreams, then you guessed right. Dreaming is an essential theme for Shenmue. I mean, the majority of the relationship of Shenhua and Ryo is based off of dreams, but it just doesn't end there. There's also something called vivid dreaming. Dreams that are extremely realistic, yet have tiny details that make no sense. Sometimes in vivid dreams, we want to be like our heroes. You can say that if Shenmue were a vivid dream, the dreamer, Ryo, would want to be like Akira, and maybe visualize his opponent being like Lao. Just for a second, let's play conspiracy theory, and pretend that we have a situation similar to a coma. Let's say Ryo's dad doesn't get murdered, but instead dies of cancer, something that would make anyone helpless. It's entirely possible for a Sega fan to come up with such a vivid dream, hoping that there was something they could do about the death. Now, of course, you can argue that any creation could be considered a dream of their own creators, and of course that's true, but Shenmue places these fourth walls in a very careful manner, and also breaks them very carefully. If Shenmue is a dream of someone, he could be thinking, man, I remember in 1986 I used to play that Space Harrier game, and then remember, oh yeah, I got a version of it on the Sega Saturn. I personally have even had dreams where this kind of thing happens. I'm dreaming about something from my childhood, and then all of a sudden I'm playing piano as a child, even though I never played piano as a child. I personally have had dreams where I'm like Ryu from Street Fighter. People still called me by my name, but I look and fought exactly like Ryu. Even if it's not mentioned in the story, the appearance and similarities of Virtua Fighter within Shenmue definitely remind me of those dreams I used to have, and still kind of have. And let's face it, you've had them too. Now there's one argument that may battle the whole Dreamcast theory. You can't read in your dreams. This hypothesis was made famous by an episode of Batman the Animated Series, where he breaks out of a dream state by trying to read a book. Now, I love Batman, and while it's true that some people claim they can't read in dreams, some people claim they can. The reason I think he couldn't read in his dreams was because his mind was so focused on remembering his parents and their house. And Shenmue, the would-be dream, is a fantasy, so reading wouldn't be that much of an issue. But I'm no dream expert. Now, is Ryo going to wake up at the end of Shenmue 16? I highly doubt it. But the thing I like about the dream theme is the fact that it's continuing to use the art of breaking the fourth wall. Jump to Shenmue 3 and you'll see fans as toy capsules and other fan services done within the game. With that regard, the entire dream has shifted. No longer is it a Virtua Fighter fan's dream, now Ryo will see the faces of people who keep his fantasy alive. In retrospect, we're telling Ryo, the character personally, that his own fantasy has surpassed the franchises that he idolized. Well, to us, and that's pretty damn cool. I mean, what other game can you personally interact with the characters in a meaningful way? Also, put it this way, all the ladies love Ryo. Ryo's personality is a bit one-dimensional, and Ryo is damn powerful. Nozomi and Yokosuka could be the dreamer's real home and possess his real friends, even Guizhang. Probably just gave him a different role. It's no wonder why people in Hong Kong suddenly mirror people seen in Yokosuka. The game was released on Dreamcast, and was supposed to be the biggest thing on the Dreamcast. So it's no wonder that Shenmue plays out like a vivid dream. Even Yu Suzuki, when he announced Shenmue 3, he used the word dream. And it's really hard to argue that dreams don't have anything to do with Shenmue. And it's kind of poetic even. Because in a way, Shenmue 3 is a dream come true for a lot of people. And now, the whole dream theme has kind of gone in a full circle. Now the fans are within the vivid dream themselves, and that's pretty cool. Well, how do you see all of this? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is there any references I missed to Virtua Fighter? You know, like this guy? Let me know in the comments below. I have to give a big shout out to David Tyler Pedulla for giving me the whole Virtua Fighter idea, along with giving me a base to where to start my research. It was a real adventure. Well, don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow chums. And also, don't forget to subscribe to see some more videos. This is Game Analyzer, signing off. If you really wanted to challenge my